Good morning, guys. Today we will be discussing landmark
What?
constitutional challenges in the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court of India is the final interpreter of our constitution, shaping laws that impact millions of lives. Over the years, landmark constitutional challenges have redefined governance, individual freedoms, and the balance of power in our democracy. But what makes a constitutional challenge successful? What legal strategies determine the fate of a case? In this video, I will provide an in-depth analysis of constitutional challenges in the Supreme Court, how they are framed, the legal principles involved, and the courtroom strategies that can turn a case in your favor, whether you are a lawyer, policymaker, law student, or simply a concerned citizen. This discussion will equip you with a powerful understanding of the Supreme Court's role in India's future and shaping it. Let's begin. A constitutional challenge arises when a law, policy, or government action is alleged to violate the fundamental principles of a constitution. The most common grounds for challenging a law include: number one, violation of fundamental rights. If a law infringes on individual freedoms guaranteed under Article 14, 19, and 21, it can be challenged in a court. Number two is basic structure doctrine. Established in the case of Nanda Bharati case, this principle ensured that even constitutional amendments cannot alter the fundamental identity of our constitution. Number three is lack of legislature competence. If parliament or a state legislature enacts a law beyond its jurisdiction, the Supreme Court can strike it down. Number four is arbitrariness and unreasonableness. Any law that violates the principle of reasonableness under Article 14 is open to challenge. These foundational concepts form the basis of every major constitutional challenge in the Supreme Court of India. When a law or executive action is unconstitutional, a petitioner can move the Supreme Court under Article 32 or a High Court under Article 226 of the Indian Constitution. But how do you build a strong case? Let's discuss the key steps in filing a constitutional challenge. Number one is jurisdiction and forum selection. Supreme Court under Article 32 we can file a writ under Article 32, which can be used when a fundamental right is violated. To file a case before a High Court under Article 226, it can be used for broader constitutional questions. Number two is drafting of the petition. Clearly define the constitutional nature of the law, cite relevant constitutional provisions, and pass judgments. Argue the impact of the law on citizens' rights. Number three is burden of proof and legal arguments. The petitioner must prove how the law violates the Constitution. Strategic use of judicial precedents strengthens the case. Courts often consider the broader impact of striking down a law. Effective cases demonstrates not just legal validity but also social consequences. A well-prepared petition backed by strong legal reasoning is critical for success in a constitutional challenge. Let's discuss few case studies. Case study 1 is Keshavananda Bharati vs. State of Kerala, decided in 1973. Issue was, can a parliament amend any part of the constitution, including fundamental rights? The court in this case ruled that a basic structure doctrine was introduced, limiting parliament's amending power. The impact of the judgment is that this judgment safeguards democracy by preventing arbitrary constitutional amendments. Second case study should be Maneka Gandhi vs. Union of India. Judgment came in 1978, and the issue which was decided was the government's decision to seize Maneka Gandhi's passport without fair procedure constitutional? The court ruled expanded the interpretation of Article 21, right to life and liberty, to include due process and fairness. It has a severe impact. It strengthens the idea of procedural fairness in administrative actions. The third case study is Justice K.S. Puttaswamy vs. Union of India, decided in 2017, and the issue which was decided was, does the right to privacy qualify as a fundamental right? And the Supreme Court ruled that privacy is intrinsic to the right to life under Article 21. This case laid the foundation for future debates on Aadhaar data protection and surveillance laws. These cases highlight how the Supreme Court's decisions have redefined constitutional governance and individual rights. While drafting a constitutional challenge, the key strategies for advocates and petitioners should be: number one, framing the right constitutional question. Clearly articulate how the law violates the Constitution. Connect the challenge to fundamental constitutional principles. Number two is leveraging judicial precedents. Cite past landmark rulings to establish a strong foundation. Show consistency with evolving judicial interpretations. Number three is using comparative constitutional law. Referring judgments from the US, UK, or other democracies can strengthen the arguments. Number four is balancing legal and political optics. Constitutional challenges often have political implications. A strategic approach ensures legal merits remain the focus. A case is won not just on legal grounds, but also on how well it is presented, argued, and positioned within the broader constitutional frameworks. In the recent times, there are many emerging constitutional debates. One of them is AI and digital privacy laws. How will India regulate artificial intelligence and digital surveillance? That's a major question. Another is a uniform civil code, the debate over personal laws and constitutional secularism. Another issue is freedom of speech and social media. The challenge of regulating online content while protecting free speech is a major concern. Another issue is environmental and climate litigation. Can Article 21 be used to enforce climate justice? These issues will define India's constitutional landmark in the coming years. India's constitutional landscape in the coming years, making it critical for lawyers and citizens to stay informed. The Supreme Court of India is more than just a judicial body, and it is the protector of our constitutional democracy. Every major constitutional challenge has the potential to reshape the legal landscape of our nation. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will be covering more legal and political strategies in upcoming videos. And if you have any legal question or topics you would like me to discuss, drop them in the comments below. Stay informed, stay strategic, and keep fighting for justice. See you in the next video. Thank you.